What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to Maurice L. Jackson for the donations to the channel today. And the second donation, he left a note saying, "Keep up the great work, bruh. Much respect. Much respect to you for showing love to the channel over the past couple of weeks, man. Major shout out to you. In your first note, I see the video request that you have, and I could do a video about him probably tomorrow. One of the forgotten great players of the late 90s and early 2000s. All right. So Dave Chappelle hosted Saturday Night Live this past Saturday, and it was the highest rated episode of the season. No surprise there. Dave Chappelle, this was the third time he hosted. The first time was the Saturday immediately after the 2016 election. The second time, I believe, was the Saturday immediately after the 2020 election. And thus, he hosted Saturday Night Live the Saturday immediately after the midterm elections. And, I thought he had a great show. As a matter of fact, me personally, I've only watched, I believe, 4 episodes, full episodes of Saturday Night Live. And that is the 3 that he's hosted, Dave Chappelle, and the episode that Eddie Murphy hosted, I think it was December of 2019 or so. That's it. And I watched some cold openings, Alec Baldwin playing Trump, Cynthia McKinney, or Cynthia McKinnon playing Hillary Clinton, Jim Carrey when he was playing Joe Biden, I watched some of those. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, as great as Dave Chappelle is, he has his critics. And he's being accused, surprise, of being anti-you-know-what. When there's nothing there that was anti-you-know-what. It's getting to a point now where there is a small percentage of people in this walking this planet. But that's just some of the ones that live in this country. There's a small percentage of people walking this country of ours who feel as if though they are better than everybody else. They think they're better than everybody else. They think they're smarter than everybody else. They think they're culturally above everybody else. They think that they're intellectually above everybody else. They think they are morally superior to everyone else. They're the moral police. They're the ethics police. They are self-important. Their egos are astoundingly huge. And even though they will tell you that they're not racist, they feel it's perfectly okay to laugh at everyone else when it comes to comedy. But God forbid that you make them the butt of the joke. And then they'll accuse you of being any and everything. You're anti-this. You're anti-that. You're anti-this. You must be pro-this. There are people who you just want to get a fuck away from when you're in public. And you can just identify them based upon what they talk about and how they react to certain things. They love to laugh at everybody else. Ha ha ha, hee hee hee. But no, we're too important. We cannot be made fun of. And that's the problem I have with those type of people. Now look, some people may think about my stance with Will Smith and say I'm being hypocritical, but I'm going to tell you why I'm not. With Will Smith and Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett, that shit I don't have the proof, but that shit was personal. It's more than the joke. It was more than the G.I. Jane joke. Will was reacting from a place of true pain. And I think that there was something there that bothered Will. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm glad a lot of people coming out and accusing people of being sensitive, including a lot of high-profile people of the Jewish faith. They're saying enough is enough. We're tired of this shit. Okay, this shit is getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. It's going to get to a point where people, are going to be afraid to speak. Because if you say something that a group doesn't agree with, they're quick to try to cancel you. But this cancel culture shit is only hurting a certain segment of people. It really is. Think about this for a second. Even though Republicans underperformed overall in the midterms, it should bother Democrats that a lot of Democratic candidates won by narrower margins in blue areas. There was a huge red surge in New York and other areas. Huge red surge. I mean, what's the governor's name? Hochul? She only won by like 5 or 6 points. This is a state where Democrats usually win by 18, 25, 30 points. What I'm saying is, it might be a bit of a backlash, man, with some of these people, man, these super liberal, elite motherfuckers, Ivy Leaguers that's always trying to dictate how we're supposed to behave and how you're supposed to feel about every fucking thing and shit like that, and it's crazy, like I said, because when you go back to Lenny Bruce and you go back to George Carlin and some of those earlier comics that were very controversial and talk about stuff like religion and swear words and sex, it was people on the right that were censoring them. It was coming from the right. But now, a lot of this shit, most of it is now coming from the left. In their minds, they want to create this utopian society where, everybody is super, super duper careful of what they say. Everybody is of the same opinion and the same accord, and nobody uses foul language. And it's just a really pussified world of extreme pussifitude. So, whatever, man. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. And fuck all his critics right now. Seriously. Fuck them.